Hello guys, welcome to this YouTube tutorial by Kato James Kalemba. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video for yet to come new tutorials about different softwares, graphic designing and software development. In this tutorial, we are going to look at Flutterflow and Firebase. To begin with, Flutterflow is a Google-based platform that helps you to develop or build applications and web apps using with or without codes. Okay, it's not necessarily no codes. You can include low code. It is actually a low code platform, more of WordPress. For those of you guys who have used WordPress before when developing application websites and web apps, yeah. So WordPress is also a low code tool. It's not a no code, it is a low code tool, yeah. So Flutterflow is also a low code tool, but built on it is a Google platform. Flutterflow is built on language called Dart. For those of you guys who are familiar with Flutter, you know the language called Dart. Yeah, that is also a Google platform that helps you to build cross-platform applications and web apps. Yeah, so Flutterflow also helps you to build cross-platform. By cross-platform, I mean application that run on both iOS and Android. So we are going to see how to get started with Flutterflow, how to create account, and we shall also build, I think, some project based on the time we have, so you can see how to get started with the Flutterflow. We shall also go to Firebase because Flutterflow works hand in hand with the Firebase. Yeah, Firebase is also a Google platform that actually enables developers to build, grow, and improve their applications. So we are going to also to see how to create account and how to connect Firebase to Flutterflow. So guys who are online, I can see people. Some people have joined, so you can comment by writing in the comment section. I'll be reading your comment. So let's get started with the Flutterflow. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tutorials to come, and it also helps my channel to grow so that I can record for you more videos like this for free. So I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Here we are. Hope you guys are able to see this interface. So to get started, you go to Google Chrome or any browser and type Flutterflow. I have also included the link in the description below, so you can click there and get started. So let's go to Flutterflow. I think let me also open Firebase to save time. So this is the interface of Flutterflow. So you can see build application faster than ever. So Flutterflow, it does a lot of things, helping you to build applications. It has a lot of features, as we are going to see in this videos and more videos to come. So it helps you to turn an idea into a product. By product, I mean by building a new application. So build application faster than ever, create beautiful user interface, generate clean code, and deploy to the App Store or web in one click. So after building your application, you can either host or deploy it on a web or App Store or that the one for Apple App Store or Play Store. Yeah. So although some features are actually for premium, so like publishing to App Store, I think it is a premium features. It is a premium feature, but publishing on our web, it is a free feature. So you can always publish your application to your web app to the web. Okay. So when I scroll down, you can see the interface. We are going to see everything. Build different. Let me go down, customize everything. I just wanna show you guys some of the features, some of the features of Flutterflow. I think the interface has some. Let me go to features actually. You guys can see it helps you to build different build together. Turn your ideas into products. Powerful feature code option. I told you guys the tool because the way you see WordPress, that in WordPress you can do some JavaScript, some HTML, some CSS, but it's basically a no code. It's supposed to be a no code tool, but because of customization, you may need to add more, maybe some codes to meet your need. So it's the same case with the Flutterflow. You can add some that because I told you Flutterflow runs on that language. So you can build something with raw code and actually you can download those code. After building something you can, because when it is a drag and drop, but as you drag and drop it generates codes. Yeah. So you can download those codes and you try to customize them if at all you know Flutter. Because Flutter is a language that it is a framework that runs on that programming language. Hope I'm making sense. So some of the leverage integration to build robust application. Yeah. So you can connect Firebase. You can use Firebase in Flutterflow, Google Maps. You can integrate Google Maps, Code Magic, Stripe sort of e-payment, Revenue Card, Algolia, OpenAI sort of ChatGPT, Power, and other uh, other AIs. Yeah. So you can by integrating AI, I mean you can. I don't know if you guys have used some softwares that have AIs like grammar what that grammar what Grammarly, like Grammarly. When you open Grammarly, there is a section where they say use Grammarly AI. Yeah, so you can also design an application and maybe you call it maybe Centum. You can say use Centum AI. Yeah, so it is also a feature in Flutterflow. Yeah, so it has Superbase. Superbase is more Firebase. They almost do the same thing, and also GitHub. If you are a developer and you are familiar with GitHub, you can actually build something and you push it on GitHub. Yeah. Yeah, so it has a lot of cool features. We shall get to know all these. Not first, it may seem to be a bit tricky and difficult, but of course, with time you get to know and you actually find out that this is actually a walkover. Yeah. So if you have an account, you sign in. If you don't have an account, you have to sign up. Sign up, you click on start for free, then you follow the steps, email or phone number, mention them. Then you'll be directed to the dashboard. So because I have an account, I'm going to sign in. Yeah, I'm going to sign in. Okay, let's give it some time and still loading. If you are someone who has some background knowledge in programming, especially in Flutter, actually you are going to find this Flutterflow very cheap for you to learn. It has everything. It has everything that is in Flutter: scaffold, safe area, widgets, everything. All widgets, column, rows, mention them. And so like you may not be coding in Dart or Flutter, and maybe you were in Node.js, JavaScript, PHP, C Sharp, C++, Python. You will as well find this course actually very easy for you because the flow is almost the same. Yeah, the flow is almost the same. And even if you don't have any knowledge, any background knowledge in programming, you will as well find this course easy for you to learn as long as you are dedicated and committed to learn. Yeah. So all what you have to do is to sit. You really don't have to practice as per now because this session is recorded. I will leave uh, the video on YouTube. You can download it anytime and you practice. So as per now, focus on understanding the concept. Yeah. Okay, so this is the interface. When you log through, when you log in, I already have some projects I have done authentication app. So if you have just just created your account, you may not be having this interface. You will not be having this section because actually this section is keeps your recent projects, yeah, so that you can access them anytime you want. So you can change the mode from dark to white, from darker mode to light mode. You can tag, you can create projects, you can click here to see all the projects you have created. Uh, Maybe there is a project you don't want to be public, it's something you want to be private. You can as well make it private, or you want it to go public, you make it public. So if at all you have made it private and you want to access only private projects, you click here and you access them. Yeah. So let's create an account. So to create an account, of course, you click here, create an account, and you put the name of the project. It's not create an account, create a project, sort of a name of the application or a web app you want to build. So let me call mine login. Login. Okay, let me just call it login. You can give it any name. So let's go with create a blank. When you create a blank, it's like saying that you begin from scratch, like you start from zero. Yeah. So create project. Please fill out the information and select from the option below to get started. So if you don't understand something, you hover on this circle. I always do this when I'm new to something and I want to learn more about it. So project name, when you hover here, to say this is the package name of your app. It is used to uniquely identify your app on the Play Store and it must be unique across all apps in the Play Store. So it's like it is the name of your application. So mine is login, so it will be .com mycompany.login. So when you go down, you have to click here. Because basically Flutterflow is for the developing applications that run on App Store or on Play Store. So this web, being able to develop something that can run on a web, it is actually a new feature. So you have to. That's why here you have to indicate whether you are going for that new feature. I mean, are you really designing something that is not going to be hosted on App Store or a web store? In other words, are you developing a web app, not an app? So should you be developing an app, you have to toggle this button, yeah. But of course, for us, we are developing an application, yeah. So we are not going to toggle it. So here it is the place section where you have to link your Flutterflow to Firebase. So you have to connect your because Firebase is like the database of Flutterflow. Yeah, so you have to connect the Firebase to you have to connect Firebase to Flutterflow. Yeah, so I will just say I want to connect Firebase to Flutterflow. So it will ask you for your Firebase project ID. So to get the Firebase project ID, you go to Firebase. It is firebase.google.com because I told you it is a good platform. Then you go to console or get started. After, okay, so this is the interface. So if you don't have an account, of course you will first sign up. Steps are all the same. Yeah, just easy. So after you have to create the project. I want to call my project login. You make sure you give it some name that is something that makes sense. Yeah. So if your application is about MTN, you have to call this project in Firebase MTN. Yeah. So you don't come and just say maybe 123 something like that, something that doesn't make sense. So you make sure the name in Firebase actually correlates with the name in Flutterflow. Yeah. So I will say continue. So here they will ask you whether you want to include Google Analytics. The Analytics is more uh, tracking tracking traffic on your website, see how many people have visited your website, sort of web app, where are they from, which gadgets are they using, how are they accessing your project website or web app, something like that. So for us, because we are not going to host it, we are not going to waste Google's resources. So let me just uncheck this button and I'll say create account. It will take 20 to 30 seconds. Let's see. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it has created, and here we go. So your project is ready. So continue. So here's the project. So you guys can see Firebase is a platform that helps developers to promote, grow, and improve their application. So you can actually host your static application on Firebase, but that process is a bit long. We may not necessarily go through it in this tutorial, but I record. I have a video on that showing you, taking you through steps of how to host your website on Firebase. So you can see it has iOS, it has the Android, it has web and game. If you are, then you see it is Flutter. Actually, it is supports Flutter applications. So this one is for games. If you are a game developer and you want to host your project on Firebase, you go here. Yeah. So because for us we are interested in getting the project ID, you will click on this gear icon, then project settings, and this is your project ID. You copy it and you paste it here, and after you connect. So Flutterflow does not have an access to Firebase. So what you have to do, you have to give access Firebase. To do that, it is actually very simple. You go to users and permission. Okay. Hope you guys are enjoying the course. These things are actually, and you'll be good to go. So let's give it some time. But it's taking long. So guys, continue to comment. Be reading your comments at the end of this session. Network is not good. Let me refresh the page. Okay. It's taking long. Let me open Firebase again. Guys, sorry for this. I think network is somehow is unstable, but I think it is now stable. So let's go to users and permission. Okay, so here we go. So when you go to users and permission, you have to add a member. So here you have to type Firebase at flutterflow.io. Make sure you type this. Don't put your email address. You type Firebase at flutterflow.io. Then here you have to click on this drop down and select edit. Then done, add member, and added the Firebase, and here we go. So when I come back and connect, yes, success. Wow, that's great. So after, you have to go to auto-generate config files. Config files are like files that actually help your application to load fast and have all necessary APIs, files, and everything in your application. So endeavor to generate those files. Yeah. So you have to sometimes this interface does not fit on the screen, especially for those of you guys who have small PCs that have small screens. So what you have to do, you have to zoom in. When you zoom in, you guys can see so there is generate files. You have to generate files. So after you can now reset the size to normal. So you have to wait for it to generate files. It takes like 1 minute to generate them. So when it's done generating, it will go back to this interface. Then you have to enable authentication and create user collection. So here they're asking us to get to select the initial page and the login page, but because we have not created any page, we shall do this a bit later. So let's first continue. So this is the interface. This is the interface for Firebase, for Flutterflow. Yeah. So you have two sections. Actually, you have three sections. You have this section. You have the middle section, and the last section. This one. Yeah. So uh, the first section is more of the components that one has widgets. I think widgets is a widget section where you can peruse through your application. You can add more features, something like that. So this middle section is the one that has the interface that holds your application, where you actually edit your application from. Yeah, and this section is like it gives sort of JavaScript. It is the JavaScript of your application, the one that gives your application. It's actually JavaScript and CSS. It gives your application life and makes it look nice. You have to change text, style of text, to make it white, big, bold, something like that. Change font family, background color, and also maybe to make a button work. When I click on maybe login, I should maybe log out. I should be able to log out. Yeah. So this is the section that has all those things. Yeah. So up here you can see different phones. You can actually change the phone to other phones. You can change the interface. You guys can see this is uh, what is it? A mobile screen. This is sort of it is a tablet screen, and this is a desktop screen. When you are maybe developing when you are developing a web app, you need a desktop screen. Yeah. Yeah, so when you are developing an application, this is where you need a mobile screen. Yeah, yeah. So you can see here we have some errors. We shall correct these errors a bit later. Yeah, when you have created pages, so here you can see icons, widgets, because for you guys who are familiar with the Flutter, you know that everything in Flutter is a widget. Yeah, so rows, columns, images, scaffold, everything, everything in Flutter is a widget. So also everything in Flutterflow is a widget. So that's why here when you click on widgets, you see everything: text, column, row, container, image. So these are the widgets. So we have components. Components are like pop-ups on a screen. So we have templates. You don't want to begin from scratch. You can come and get a template. Uh, what's happening here? Oh, come on. Okay. So if you don't want to begin from scratch, you have to come and pick a template and you customize that template. Yeah. Guys, I'm having some problem here. I don't know what is it about. Okay. So so this is Firebase. Firebase, you can see it has authentication, that Fire Firestore database, real-time database extensions, and others. So it is like a database for it is more of a database. It helps you to keep data. Yeah, yeah, but it has a lot of functionalities. A lot of functionalities. The more functionalities are still being added in this Google platform called Firebase. Yeah, so we shall have some video on how to get started with Firebase. Okay, guys, sorry for this. I think it is a network problem. Let me change the network to another network. Network is has a lot of traffic. Okay, I think we are back. We are back. Yeah, we are back now. We are back. Oh, this is good. I think I'm in a longo. I had actually gone to a longo project. Let me open the real project we are working on. Yeah, this for it to take long to load is not because of my network. It is actually takes long to. It doesn't take it that long, but it actually takes some time to load. Even if you have some good network, it has to load all the files. That's why you see it takes long to load. Network. I'm not using a fake network. These people are actually the ones that use the fake functionality, not fake functionality, that they are using a lot of functionalities to make to give you the ability to do everything in Flutterflow, because they want you to do everything. You don't do like to start developing an application from zero to the end only in this Flutterflow interface. So that's why you see it takes long to load because of the functionalities and the components it has to first load all the files for you to get started. Yeah, so that's why it takes kinda long to load. So here we are. So uh, so I want us to learn by doing a project, but which project should we use? I think it would be better develop if we develop a login something authentication project where you can log in, create account and log out. And when you log in, you are directed to a certain interface which is going to like welcome you that maybe welcome, maybe Centum, welcome, maybe James, something like that, based on the email you have used. Yeah. So so here this is called a widget palette. It's actually the one that gives you all the widgets you are going to use in your application. And this one is called a widget tree, where you actually see the flow of your application. That maybe I have a column, from column I have a text, from text I have a button, I have a text input, something like that. So when you look closely, this is the app bar, and you can't delete the app bar. You can delete everything in your application, but you can't delete the app bar. You see, when I click here and I try to delete it, they say cannot delete from Canva because uh, app bar is like the ground of everything, ground component of every component in in your application. Yeah, but now you can see I can delete the text if I click here and I say delete go. It has gone. Now app bar go. It has gone. A column, click delete go, and it has gone. Yeah. So, but when I try to delete the app bar, the scaffold, actually it is a scaffold, not the app bar. Scaffold is like the entire the entire thing on your screen. The app bars move like the navigation bar on in websites. Yeah, navigation bar in website is the same as app bar in applications. Yeah. So I want to name this page. Actually, I'm not going to rename it, but if you want to, because I want it to be the home page, if you want to rename it, you will double click. You will click here and you go to here on this section. You can see home page. So you just click here and you rename it. Maybe I just want to name it home. You click home and you type home and you press enter, and here you go. You have renamed it. So we are going to start adding widgets in this uh, in this interface in the our scaffold here. So to add a widget, you click here, and I want to start with a column. A column. I don't know whether you guys know the difference between column and row. Column is when you want your features to flow from like upside, from vertical up to down, but low from left to right or from right to left. Yeah. So rows move horizontal, column is more of vertical. Yeah. So it's better you first add a column because of course applications have to flow from top to bottom. Yeah. So when you put a column, and now when I collapse this one, I can see that I already have a widget which is a column. So I want in this column to I want there to be a message that maybe uh, welcome, then name, email of that person that has logged in. Yeah. So I have to include a text. I will just come here and set text. So text comes with hello world by default, and you can edit that text this side. So if I say maybe welcome back James, so you guys can see it. So I can this is padding, move space within that widget. So I can say from left I want 20. I think the space from top is enough. I don't have to reduce it. But then I want it to have welcome back James, and here I want a log out to like log out functionality. So what you do now, I told you about row and column. So I want them to be on the same line. So I have to, there's what we call wrapping. You right click and say wrap this one in a row. So I want, so when I say in a row, you think when I try to duplicate this one, it will, oh God, what is this? Let me delete. I think I did some error. Let me delete this one. So I have a row that is within or wrapped in a column. I have a text that is wrapped in a row. So if I try to duplicate this, you guys can see now it comes, but on the same line with it duplicates, but on the same line, yeah, because they are in a row. Row it's like something like same line, yeah. So it has to say welcome back James, or maybe so to say welcome back Kato, maybe James Kalemba at gmail.com based on the email I have used. Then here I can say log out, yeah, because I said we are doing an authentication project, yeah. So when I click to I want this one to be like what I want this one to be at the very start and this one at the very end. So when I come here on alignment and I click here, you guys can see this one is not beginning from 0 because I apparently have padding of 20 from left. So I want also this one to be not like to be at the edge. I want it to have some space here and there. So here and there, I'll come to this one and they say I want padding of 20, and you guys now can see I have some space from the line to the word. So I want it to have to have what you guys, this is like the CSS. I'll come to font weight, give it like a 700. Okay, so font size like 18, 17 there, yeah. So I want welcome back James, then James can log out, yeah. So I also want to create another page called another page. It's going to be called login page. So what I do, I'll come to home page, right click and say duplicate page. So when you duplicate page, because now there are two pages, this one called the home and this one called the home copy. So I'm going to rename this one from home copy to login because it's actually a login button. And actually I will come to the widget palette or widget tree and delete this row. When I delete a row, it means I will delete everything that is within that row. So all those texts will disappear, yeah. But I need this column because I want a login. In login, I want a form that has I think we are going to log in using email and password. Yeah, that makes sense. So the same story, you click here and say uh, and you look for that input widget. Here it is called the text input or text field. It is here. It has an edit icon. So when I click here, you guys can see it comes with it comes at the top. So I also want it by default. It comes with a padding of 8 from left and right. So I want to be consistent. Padding go, keep the padding go to be 20 and here the padding to be 20. Okay, so when I scroll down, I want to give you guys can see it has a text label. So guys, it is always good to name these text to name these fields. If it is an email, you name it emails. I will tell you the reason as you go on. You see the reason why you have to name these text fields. So I want this one to be an email. So I will uh, when you scroll down a label here. So what's the name of this field? It's gonna be an email. Yeah. So and what is the initial value? Initial value and is what we call an hint value. This one, hint property. Hint property is, if you are familiar with web development, there is what in HTML, there's what we call placeholders. Placeholder is like if you are filling a form, there's where they indicate that enter your name and maybe they say Chagulani Center. Then when you place in uh, that field, the name will disappear and for you just start writing. Yeah. So it is like a placeholder, something that shows what is actually supposed to be entered in that field. Yeah. So here I can say maybe enter email, enter your email, and you guys can now see what we have. So if you want to preview what you have done, you come here to this icon and see what you have. It takes some time to load. So as it loads, let's be completing things here. Uh, I think let me wait for it so that you guys can see what we have. Okay, it is loading now. And guys, always practice these things. Always practice these things. It's the only way you will actually master them. Yeah. So this is the placeholder I was telling you guys of. So when I start typing, the placeholder will automatically disappear. And now this one is the name of this field. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys can see now here this one doesn't have like uh, borders. So I want to include borders. So what I do, make sure this like you have clicked in what you want to edit. Now I want to edit an email field. That's why here you see the background zone. So in this email field, it actually shows that now this is what you're actually working on. Yeah. So first of all, you have to go to input border type. You change from underline. That's why here you see it is underlined. It has a line at the bottom. So you have to change it to outline. When you say outline, you have a border also. So I will change the border from sort of white to black. So when you change to black, there is what we call a focus border color. Focus border color is the color that appears when someone clicks, like starts typing, clicks in that input field and starts typing it. So it will initially be black, but when someone starts typing, it will change from black to this sort of blue. Let me show you if when I reload this one, I will show you what I want, what I'm talking about. So as it loads, let's go to another one. So I want email and password because of course we have to log in with the password. So I'm gonna duplicate this one, email, then to another field which I intend to call password. So you have to change it from email to password. So you have to give them some space. As you guys can see, this one is still loading. I think let's first see what we have done. Okay, this is what I was telling you guys. Yeah. So initial by default it will come with uh, uh, it will come with the border color of white. But now when I click there, you guys can see the border changes to sort of I don't know. I'm not good at identifying colors, but I think this is okay. Any color you guys can see it's not black. It changes to another color, sort of blue. Yeah. So you go to focus and you change that color to any color you want. Yeah. So what now we are working on password. So I want to create some space here. You go to uh, padding. You change maybe from 0 to sort of 20. Yeah, I think that is okay. Yeah. So for as this is not an email, I want it to be a password. So you have to change this one from email to password. Okay, so don't enter your email, just enter password. Hope I'm making sense. Password, and here we are. this is actually cute. So there's something special password. When you are doing password, you have to tell Flutterflow that this is a password. Yeah. So what you do, you have to come and toggle this button. You have to come and toggle this button. You have to come and toggle this button. So you have to come and toggle this button here. So a password comes with password because the password has to have something like show password or hide passwords. Yeah? So you have to come and increase the icon size maybe to 20 because you can see when you type 20, this one will bring that eye. Now when you start typing, it will hide the password. When you try to show password, it will show the password, the names you have written here. So you can change the color maybe to black, something like this. Yeah. So I also want to add something that when you have a password, you have to, when you have a password, you don't have an account, then you have to go to create account. Yeah. So what I do, I will add a text. I'll come here and add a text and I say, uh, I'll say, uh, I'll say, don't have an account. Then I think they should, let me wrap this one into an hello. So I wanted to say, don't have an account, then sign up, because if you don't have an account, you have to create it. Yeah. So let me first go here for consistency. I put padding of 20 and padding of 20, and you guys can see now here there's no space. I want to create some space like 20. Yeah. So then I go to don't have an account. When you don't have an account, of course you have to sign up. Sign up is a create. Okay, let me say create account. Create account. Yeah. So let me give it some space, like 10. I think this is cute, and let me make it a bit bolder than the other one, and yeah. So I think this is okay. Yeah, I think guys this is okay. So so if you don't have an account, you have to create the account. So uh, this is done. I want email, password, and this text. So let me just duplicate this one. So from login copy to to register. I want to name this new page register. Oh God, I want to name it register. Okay, so this is the login. So login copy. I have to change it to register. You can name it anything. You can say create account here based on what you want. So in the register, I want now when I'm going to keep this one email and password, but then if you have an account, you are not going to register, you are going to log in. So I'll come here and say, already have an account, already have an account, then log in or sign in. Let me say log in. Yeah. So this is guys, this is what I want here. So now let's go to actions. So guys, I think it's necessary for us to continue when we have to continue with these errors. So let me remove these errors. So they are saying auth page setup and auth page setup. So it means the errors are with page setup. So when you click there, you can see what the errors are. So we have to set what is the landing page and which page is going to be the login page. Yeah. So landing page is like the page someone should see when he opens up your account. So I want when someone opens up my account, that person should first log in. Yeah, should first log in. Yeah, I think should be login or register. Okay, let me say login. And now when someone logs in, he should go to the home page. Yeah, yeah. Hope I'm making sense. So you see, all areas are good. I don't mind about this area with the yellow background. Most especially focus on areas that have red background. Yeah. So now let's go to action. So I want someone when someone clicks on login, the person should go to like I already have an account to log in, so I should be redirected to the login page. So I will click here, I click on this text, then you go to actions. So I say add actions. So on tap like on click. So when someone clicks, it should navigate to the login page. Hope I'm making sense. Yeah. So then after I will go to log in. So when someone clicks on create account, the person should be redirected to sign up page. So navigate to register. Register is the one we have called the sign up page. Yeah, and when you guys, if you guys can see on the home page, I have this logout, and on the login page, I have. Oh God, there's something I have forgotten here. When someone enters these things, of course, you have to click a button. So let me add a button. You guys didn't even remind me that I have forgotten something. You should be attentive. You should be attentive. So let me add a button. I think a button should be above this text. So what you do, you just drag and put it where you want it to be. Okay. Yeah, this is where I want the button to be. So it's the same story. Create some space. I think 10 is enough. So this is just okay for consistency. I think let me give it a padding of 20 from left to right. So what you do, you have to make this button cover the whole screen. What you do, you go to width. Where is width? Guys, I'm a bit faster because we actually like we are repeating what we have said before. So when you set to when you go to width, there's what this one called infinite. When you say infinite, it will cover the whole like the whole width. So then you can come here and dictate the width that I want it to be 20 from left and 20 from right. Yeah, yeah. So I don't want to be login. I want it to be. I don't want to be a button. I want to be login. Yeah, you can name it any you want. You can say maybe enter something, submit something like that. Yeah. So you can change color. You can always change color. Maybe don't want blue, you want red. You come here and change that color to red. Yeah. But for me, I think blue is somehow good, user friendly, and yeah, it is good. Blue is good. So let me also transfer this button to register because I didn't include it in register. I just copy and paste it here, and then I will drag this one and put it. Want to drag it, you just drag and put it down here. Yeah, hope you guys are getting it. Then I want to change it from login to register or create account. I think create account is better. Then I'll say create account. Yeah, this is good. So now I have we are mainly guys, we have taken a lot of time, but we have given like 5 minutes to wrap up this one. Yeah. So we have home you have logout, and you have this because when someone logs in, I want the person to get that welcome back maybe katojames@gmail.com based on the email you have used there. Then after you can log out. I think let's begin with these buttons. They are a bit easier to deal with. So when I go to log out, you go to action, you go to add action. So when you go to on top, there's what you call a back end, because now we are getting functionalities from the back end because you have logged in, your information is now stored in the back end. So you want to log out, but based on the user who is logged in. So I go to back end, then Firebase authentication, and I say I want this one to be when someone clicks here, I want that person to log out. Yeah. So when I go to login, I want when someone clicks on login, this button, it should log in. So you should go to back end, then Firebase authentication, then the person should log in. Then when you log in, who is the service provider? Then this is where we are supposed to do something. So when I come to build and I go to authentication, because we want the service provider to be email. Yeah, so I'll say get started. So I have to say that the service provider should be an email. So for you, you may say you want someone to log in using the Google account. That's why you can say, you can click and say, sign in with the Google account or sign in with a phone, something like that, sign in with Facebook. You can sign in with the Google Game Center app or anything like that. But for us, we want to sign in with the email. So you have to check email and the password and save. And here we are done. So when you are done, you have to say the auth provider is an email. So I told you guys you have to name the email of okay. Actually, this is not good. The password field should be an email. I think I didn't change this one. I have some error. The password field. Yeah, I made an error, guys. This the password should be. This is the one for password. So it should be password because it's where someone is going to put the password, and here the email should not actually be email. It should be I named the email as password. So guys, sorry for that. I have to rename it password email, not email. So I have to rename it email, not password, as I had done before. So I'll come here and say the email provider is email, and the password field is the password. That's why I told you have to rename it. Yeah. So when I go to register, I'll say I want someone to create an account. When you click on create an account, you go to actions, then you have to go to back end, then Firebase, then you have to create an account. Then who's the service provider, email. So I think these ones I made an error, but hope you guys have gotten the point. Yeah. So if you want to confirm the password, you have to create also this one for confirming the password. Yeah. So guys, we are getting it done. So now here I want someone, when someone logs in, the person should get welcome back based on the email you have put. Yeah. So what you do, you click here, then you come here. When I click here on this text, there is this icon. You click on icon, then you say combine text. So when you say combine text, I'm going to say welcome back, and I put some space because I need some space there. So I will add a field, but that field I want it to be dynamic, to generate based on what someone has, the email someone has put. So I will come here and I say authenticate user. Then I want the user to be identified by email. Yeah. So I'll click confirm, and hope you guys are now able to see. So to test your app, you have to click here and say test. It takes some time. It actually takes some good time to load. It can even take like 5 minutes, but guys, we are getting done with this one. So let's give it some time and see what we have, whether we have. So there's something we need to do. The last one, you have actually to come here and enable Firestore and storage. So I come to build and I come to Firestore database, and you have to enable it. You create that because this is where your data is going to be stored. Yeah, this is where your data is going to be stored. So you say next. So you have to click here. You change from production mode to testing mode because you are testing. Then you enable provisioning. It's going to load. So here, yeah, it is done. So now this is where our data is going to be stored. When you create an account, those fields will be stored here. So then after you have to also enable storage. The same step, you get started. After you have to change from production to test, next, and done. Okay, this is good. I think network is now good. It has not disappointed us. So Firebase is really super cool. Firebase and Flutterflow, they are cool when you want to run app development. So I urge you guys to, even if you know coding, it will be better because what customers actually want is not how you code, is actually to get the work done. Yeah. So if you know this no code platform, they actually help you to code or to run your application faster than someone who is coding. Yeah. So imagine if we are coding, we would now be having a lot of time, spending a lot of time coding, designing interface and things like that. Yeah. But now here you just drag and drop something like that. So guys, it is loading. I think let's give it like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I mean, I think let's give it like 2 minutes, and we see whether we have done something sensible or we are wasting time. Because we are not wasting time. We are doing something good. So guys, I encourage you, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video for. Okay, it's now loading. So now so you guys can see now this is the login page, because I said when someone logs in, when it loads, it has to first go to login. Someone has to log in, but apparently I don't have any account. So when I try to log in, it will not accept. So you type password. So when you type password, you can view the password. Yeah. So when I try to log in, it will not accept. So when you go down here, you guys can see that it even brings an error. So when I try to log in, it will bring some errors down here. But I think so. What you have to do, you have to create an account. Yeah. So I'll click here and also create an account. You see it navigates to creating an account interface. Then I create an account, katojames@gmail.com. Then you have to put password that is above 5 characters. Then I create an account. So let's see what we have. So now we see when I create an account, it will now lead me to this interface. Welcome back, katojames@gmail.com. Wow, this is really great. Hope you guys are seeing how good these things are. They actually very easy, and it actually perform things. Yeah. So now I can now log out. You see how you guys. This is actually so great. Wow, this is amazing. So now I have created an account. So now I can now log in because I already have an account here. .com. So I don't know whether I remember the password. I think the password is not correct. But hope you guys have seen what it's all about. Yeah. So guys, this is it for today. Sorry, I think I have taken a lot of time, but uh, the thing is, you really have to be committed. You should take time. You should give a time to things you actually want to learn. Yeah. So you have to invest a lot of time. You have to invest a lot of resources in learning things, because if you run cheap things, you actually also get things that are cheap. Yeah, so you always have to do you have to go an extra mile. Yeah, so guys, that is it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attending. Really appreciate. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video so that you can always be updated when I upload new tutorials. Yeah, so guys, I wish you the best, and thank you for those that have been online. I can see 5 people were online, so keep on attending and practicing these things. So I wish you guys the best, and yeah, bye bye.